Well, good day viewers. Today we have a 2014 Hyundai Santa Fe, and the complaint is the lack of power for performance. I just drove it in the shop. There's no warning lights on the dash other than this yellow triangle, which might be because I have the door open. Let's close the door and see. That's interesting. Well, we're going to scan it and see if there's any codes, and then we're going to go for a road test and see how it runs. It doesn't have a miss that I can feel in it right now. So this is a new vehicle. It's got 118,000 kilometers on it, which is not very much. Key on, engine off. I'm going to shut the key off. Okay, so I got the key on, engine not running, doing a network code scan. Turbocharger, supercharger, underboost. Is this thing turboed? I didn't even open the hood. Well, that's interesting. I usually tell people to stay away from anything with a turbo on it for a good reason. Low battery voltage, passenger occupant detecting system, bladder defect, communication error. Okay. We done yet? 13 modules. P0299. Didn't even realize this was turbocharged. Okay, so that's the end of it. 18 controllers scanned. Some airbag codes. Occupant detection system. Catalyst monitors, and all the monitors are running past. Well, let's have a look at this P0299. Let's see what sets that code. P02. Oh, that's you. P0299. If the ECM detects that the boost pressure is lower than the target value. Induction leaks might do that. Intake side leak, blocked intake. Let's have a visual look at this thing. So doing a visual under the hood here, and I don't see any. I think turbocharger outlet is here. And this is a blow-off valve, I would imagine. And this is the inlet to the intercooler, which is down here. And the lines are all attached as far as I can see. Don't see any obvious breaks. I think a road test is in order while we monitor boost pressure. Yeah. I'm also going to look at case history, see if there's any cases on it. Yes, see if there's any cases or TSBs on it. So I logged into Identifix and did a keyword search for a P0299, and basically it says check your air filter, which I'm going to do. Look for blockage in the air intake system, repair as necessary, visual inspect and pressure check the intercooler for air leaks. Found one case down here on a 14 Santa Fe Sport where the bottom of the intercooler was cracked, and that would certainly do it. I'm going to check the air filter and maybe take it for a road test and see if we can hear any leaks, or I think he said there was a sound of the turbo spooling, but it wasn't making boost pressure. So I decided to smoke test this intercooler. So I took the boost pressure sensor out of the pipe leaving the intercooler, and I connected my smoke machine to it, and I'm going to turn on the smoke. And if you look over here, you can see smoke billowing out of the bottom of the intercooler. So there's no point going for a road test. It's losing boost pressure through the bottom of the intercooler. So this thing's going to need an intercooler. So we're back working on this Hyundai Santa Fe with the intercooler leak And I finally received the intercooler from Rock Auto. The first one got lost in shipping somehow, and the second one took 4 days to get here. I ordered it Tuesday, I reordered it I think Tuesday, and it's here Saturday morning, so that's not bad. I wish the first one had gotten here as quick. Anyways, I'm going to look and see what's involved in getting this intercooler out. Let's have a look at the new one. So there's the part number for the intercooler. Come inside a nicely packed box. This one's got aluminum tanks where the original one had plastic tanks. Well, let's look up the procedure to take it out. Well, I'm not liking this. According to the service literature, it says, Step 1, remove front bumper. Remove undercover, remove front bumper cover. Wow. Remove radiator upper cover. I think I'm going to take the radiator upper cover off first and have a look. So this plastic cover will come up, won't come off because it's actually attached here, but there's 4 bolts and 8 push pins, and then this cover comes off with 2 push pins here, and that looks like we got access to the intercooler. There's a bracket that holds the top of it, and we might be able to leave this, might be able to take this out separately, because it looks like it just bolts on the top and then it slides in the bottom. We're going to give it a try anyways. I don't really want to take this bumper off. So take those 2 10mm bolts out, and the cover or the shroud lifts straight up, and then you can slide it over. You can't quite get it out of here, but I think once the intercooler is out of the way, now we're going to have to undo the pipes down here. I'm going to take this air induction system off here. I'm excited. So use a pair of channel locks to remove the upper intercooler pipe. This one does have aluminum tanks, but that bottom hose clamp down there, right down there, it's going to be a challenge. I'm going to see if I can use my long hose clamp remover. This is what I mean by hose clamp pliers. So that's released, and it holds it released. I'm going to try and see if I can wiggle the hose clamp off. I'm going to undo the top of the intercooler. So with that upper bracket removed, we can tilt the intercooler in. There's a push pin holding the harness right here, so you have to pry that harness away. Now all we got to do is get that bottom hose off. The clamp is loose, but the hose is stuck on there. Try with a pry bar. So the other pliers wouldn't work, release that clamp enough, so I used these slip joint pliers, and I managed to get the clamp squeezed by reaching down through here and repositioning it. Now I'm going to try and pry the hose off. So I managed to get the lower hose off. It was pretty tight with that long 3-foot pry bar. Now we'll see if the intercooler will come out of there. Well, you can see what's happened to it. The bottom tank is blown right off. It did come out, but I did have to bend this little bracket up. It's just sheet metal. All it does is hold that push pin. And I had to flex the grill out about 1/2 inch. Oh, and I took the bracket off the top corner of the rad as well, because that gave me a little bit more clearance. So we're going to clean up the tubes. This piece should come out of here. We could put the new one in or reuse this one. It doesn't really matter. I'll take the new one off and slide it in there, because it just indexes in here. 2 bolts at the top. Yeah, let's get it together. Well, there it is installed. I'm not going to lie, these intercooler hose clamps are strong, man. They're tough. Bent that bracket back down again. Like I said, it just holds this push pin, so it's not that important. And reinstalled the new air deflector. Yeah, we're ready to put this plastic trim back on and the air induction system back on. Don't forget to install this plastic piece and bend the tab back down. Now we've got to pry these in. Start on the driver's or on the passenger side. So there it is, back together. Should have boost now. We're going to clear the codes out of the computer and take it for a road test. Okay, so I loaded the vehicle data. We're going to clear all codes read by code scan. Key on, engine off. Then we're going to see if we can find the data parameter that indicates boost pressure. I think looked at the bottom of that intercooler and the clips are corroded on it. That's why it failed. But if it overboosts, it could fail too. And 18 computers, codes cleared. Let's go in the engine, look at data. Let's see, probably intake data, I would think. We'll see. Barometric pressure, reference voltage, target idle, ambient, throttle, adapted ambient pressure. Well, I'll look around and find the data list. So I think I found it. Intake manifold pressure in inches of mercury. Inches Hg, I think is inches of mercury. Right now it's showing less than atmospheric pressure because it's idling. So we're going to take it for a road test. So that's intake manifold pressure, max 56 inches of mercury. That works out to about 27.5 psi, but you have to subtract static pressure, which is roughly 14.5 psi, so it's about 12 pounds of boost pressure. I don't think that's excessive, at least according to my math. The car runs fine, no check engine light, no code, so we're going to ship it. Call this one fixed. Thanks for watching.